Hello, Internet, and I am back with Mr. Aaron Cybertron saying hello, Aaron.
Hey guys.
Because we're doing the MBL team build-up for week 4 against Team Leaky, Lee, Osiris, and Hibiki.
Yes.
And I mean, I suppose this is going to be an interesting game in that this is our first game against actual VGC players, you could say.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's look at the teams. Here they are. So, well, you know, have you looked at this too much? Have you had any few thoughts that you can put onto the table?
Yeah, I guess the first thing that I think I'm not, maybe most concerned about is just the Necromanza, just because, that's, the wild factor, and, I don't really know what it does too much. And I know they've been using, Trick Room a lot with it, so I think in terms of preparation, that's something we should probably expect.
Yeah,
and, yeah, otherwise their team is, Azumarill could be really, really good. It just needs to avoid the grass typing, obviously, from Abomasnow and the Rotom Frost, but both of those are relatively frail.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, I think on the face of it, I think it looks like we've got a really, really good matchup. But
yeah,
the thing that worries me most is actually the Ambipom. Because it's got a faster fake out than both of our fake out users, and they can basically use that turn 1 to either get a Trick Room or maybe a Dragon Dance or something like that. I think they probably will go with Trick Room because I think their Rhyperior and Abomasnow in Trick Room do threaten us quite a lot.
Yeah.
So, with a fake out, they can sacrifice, 1 turn of Trick Room just to, get the faster fake out and get Trick Room with Necrozma. So, I don't know, I can see them leading with Ambipom and Necrozma, probably. I was looking at Necrozma earlier, and it does Trick Room. They've been using, Carmine Stored Power, 1 week, and then the other week, they used, its Prism Cannon or something, like a psychic version of Hyper Beam, which is a bit strange.
Yeah.
It has got a lot of other options. It can actually learn Stone Edge and Rock Slide, too. And its attack stat is not that bad actually as well, so I can kind of see them using some kind of weird set with maybe Rock Slide, maybe Stone Age, something to catch a Volcarona off guard. I was looking at calculations with Volcarona as well, with Zed's Bug Buzz onto because it's basically got Filter, the same ability as Mr. Mime, so super effective hits do a quarter less. And if they invested heavily, then they can survive a Zed Bug Buzz too. So. In my head, if I'm thinking how we stop them Trick Rooming, either they're going to have safety goggles on the Necrozma, or they're going to have either Mental Herb or the Zed Crystal, so they can Zed Trick Room and avoid taunts too.
Yeah.
So that is the biggest worry, I guess. The only other thing really is maybe the Gyarados could cause us some problems, but. If they don't Mega Evolve it, because then, we can't, if we did put Giga Drain on Volcarona, for example, or actually if we just kept Bug Buzz, then we wouldn't be able to hit it for super effective damage.
Right.
But, I don't know, I've been thinking about it a little bit, and I'm going to go out there and say I don't think we want Bruxish in this. I don't think we want Nidoqueen. I don't think we want Raichu, actually. And I'm thinking maybe Purloin can do something here.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
So, it would be a shame because I do think if there's any weeks, the Regigigas could potentially do something here too. But just because they've got so many spread attacks like Hyper Voice and Blizzard and Earthquake, Rock Slide. But they did put the Zed move on Rhyperior last week, so that wouldn't really help us too much. To protect Volcarona or something, but I'm thinking leading with maybe Purloin and either Azumarill or Volcarona. So they're probably going to lead with Ambipom. Purloin can survive a Technician Life Orb fake out from Ambipom.
Okay,
I did check that.
That's good.
But it would put it into a situation where basically either they fake out Purloin and we maybe get a Belly Drum. Or as they Trick Room, or they fake out Azumarill as we fake out their Necrozma, and then we can maybe threaten with Encore and all the rest of it the next turn too. And just to finish this rambling that I'm doing now, I was thinking maybe something like Yawn might be good on the Purloin too, because if they do go with something like Baton Pass, or if they do try and like sit there and set up with Necrozma, Yawn basically sort of threatens them to like makes them want to switch out. It makes sitting in there not such a viable option for them. So, what do you think to that?
Yeah, I think overall I really agree with that train of thought. Yeah, I think the one scary thing, like you mentioned, is just like if Trick Room goes up, then the Abomasnow plus the Rhyperior combination can just be really nasty. Otherwise, like Necrozma is, yeah, I would say I'm more worried about it as a Trick Room user than it is, I guess, an offensive threat. Like I just Rhyperior plus Abomasnow looks like, oh, if Trick Room goes up, they can just kind of use spread attacks and kind of run through with that. The other thing I'm wondering is whether they want to go with like the Hail lead of just Abomasnow and Rotom Frost. In which that can maybe give some trouble to the Breloom. And I mean, not the Breloom, sorry, the Azumarill, just because they have like 2 ways to hit it for super effective. But I suppose then we could just switch out into like Volcarona and go from there.
Yeah, true. I mean they have got a lot of potential like text that they can put on this team. Like Abomasnow does learn Rock Slide as well, for example.
Yeah.
And Necrozma does get some electric attacks. So like they do have. I mean, it's going to be the same every week, isn't it? But they do have like options to surprise us in this sort of best of one thing. Like I don't know. I can't see them bringing Electabuzz because they haven't brought that at all. But I mean the others. I mean, really, any of them they could break, to be honest.
Yeah, if I were them, I don't know. Like Beedrill seems like it doesn't do too much here, just because like we have so many ways to hit it for good damage. Sylveon, I guess they could bring. They could use Hyper Voice with that Sylveon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that could be something to be scared of. I guess in terms of approaching like which Pokemon to bring though, and which ones we don't want to bring. I really like the. I mean, like Azumarill definitely. Like Azumarill, Volcarona, Jirachi, that top row all feels like they're super helpful.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Especially like Jirachi because of how it can like switch into Hyper Voice and Necrozma's attacks and put on some pressure there. And then on the bottom, like, I feel like Breloom's still decent here because it hits for super effective against the Abomasnow, the Rhyperior, the Rotom, and if Gyarados Mega Evolves as well.
Yeah.
So, like, those 4 I'm really...
And
like,
the Ambipom too.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I want to bring those 4 without a doubt. I think, like, the Purloin lead here actually makes a lot of sense because of the utility Purloin offers. And then for the 6th, like... Yeah, I think, like, the ones you mentioned we don't want to bring. I would say I agree with that. Just wondering if like Aerodactyl has much utility here, or whether maybe we want Raichu there just for like potential redirect or threat of Lightning Rod.
I think Aerodactyl probably is a little bit better, just in case they do bring the Beedrill. And Rock Slide is still super effective on Abomasnow and on Rotom, and we could go with something like Iron Head for the Sylveon maybe too. And it's faster than the Ambipom too. I mean it probably sounds silly, like. People saw them, their C tier pick, their last pick is this Ambipom. Like, I really do think that's going to be something that gives us some issues.
Yeah.
Just because it is faster than, like, everything but our Aerodactyl. So, like, I think Aerodactyl does kind of keep in check their sort of fast mode, I guess. But, I mean, I guess, on the other side, they could, like I said, go with the, double ice, maybe scarf their Rotom and, knock us out with Blizzard or maybe Thunderbolt, too. So.
Right.
It is tricky. Like, I do feel like we could put a case for Regigigas forward here, but what would we do with it?
I'm thinking one wide guard definitely because their team seems rather reliant on spread damage.
Yeah,
but I don't know too much about Regigigas in general, to be honest, on what else they could offer.
I mean, it doesn't really hit too hard, to be honest. I mean, it does just sort of wide guard and icy wind and all that kind of stuff, unless we did, like last week, go for something like a skill swap with Jirachi. But
yeah, I'm thinking, actually, does Regigigas, like, get Fire Punch and Drain Punch?
I'm pretty sure it does, yeah.
So that could actually be, like, pretty good offensively against the Abomasnow, and also, like, what random grass type attacks can we tech potentially for the Rhyperior? Because that's basically what did them in last week. Like, one grass knot just knocked out Rhyperior, and they lost instantly from that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there is, like, potential Giga Drain on Volcarona.
Yeah.
I mean, Jirachi hits it with Steel, Breloom hits it with Grass. Azumarill obviously hits it with Water.
Yeah.
And with Regigigas, I mean, I guess Ice Punch is sort of the main thing that they can hit it with.
Okay.
But I mean, you can see my screen here, can't you?
Yeah.
So what was I going to look at? I was just going to put up Regigigas, and here it is. Let's see if it actually gets like grass or something. I mean, if we did go with skill swap, I mean, it has got a base attack of 160, and
right.
like with Serene Grace, like Rock Slide could do some work.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fire Punch, Ice Punch could do some work.
Yeah.
So like if it really does sound pretty gimmicky, but like we could try and skill swap Serene Grace onto Regigigas and go with Rock Slide, Ice Punch, and Fire Punch. And like, what really can they do to hit Regigigas hard? They don't have any fighting Pokemon on their team,
and
I can't see them.
I think they would pretty much be relying on like Z moves, 1 and then 2 just attacks that hit for really hard.
Yeah, like, so we could have like Follow Me on Jirachi too.
Right.
So like skill swap it and Follow Me.
Yeah. Honestly, I really like I feel like if there's any week for it to work, it's here because they don't have any fighting types.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a sort of idea that I want to try, but it's a sort of idea that I'd go on Showdown and just try and probably lose with and be like, oh, well,
right.
that's a fun idea.
Like, okay, that's it. I'm not completely sold on it yet, but you could make a case for it, I think.
But, like, how would we lead, though? Because if we did lead with Regigigas plus... I don't know, something, or maybe Jirachi plus something, and there's something we could maybe switch into Regigigas for the surprise skill swap. Like, would Purloin and Jirachi work?
That seems decent. They don't. I'm not sure. Like, for me, I guess trickiest thing here is finding or thinking what they're going to lead with, because they have a lot of options.
They do, yeah. I mean, leading with Jirachi does at least somewhat cover the like ice lead that they could go with.
Yeah.
And the only other really threatening lead I think other than that is Ambipom and Trick Room, the Crossman.
Right. I'm just thinking. Okay, so if we go with Jirachi, like one reason I like Jirachi here is because of how it resists like the Beedrill, the Abomasnow, the Sylveon, the Rotom. So the things we'd be scared of are mainly like the Rhyperior and the Magmar.
And the Gyarados, I guess, with Crunch.
And right, and the Gyarados.
Yeah.
But let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Part of me just like really wants to see if we can get Azumarill going in this game. But once again, like the concern is like Abomasnow. Like they can just protect into our attacks and try to get a knockout with whatever partner is there.
Yeah, like Volcarona and Azumarill do look really, really good in this matchup.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, how you got to look at their team and just think, like, if Trick Room wasn't an option, how could they even beat Volcarona? Like,
right,
they got no chance. But like, Trick Room is the way. Like, if they have any chance in this game, it will be with Trick Room.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess we need to prioritize either stopping Trick Room or adapting and playing in Trick Room. Like, the thing is that like a Rhyperior is still slower than like minimum speed Azumarill too. So, I mean, I guess Azumarill is slower than Abomasnow if we went like Brave. So. There is that, actually.
Yeah, I feel like I may be most comfortable with Purloin Azumarill as a lead here still.
So, yeah. Okay.
But that's, of course, we, like, if, like, that just feels like I'm maybe, like, most comfortable with in terms of usage, but if we can figure out some, like, better strategy, I'd totally down with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Purloin and Azumarill. I think if we do, I think we definitely do have Jirachi in this game. I think we do probably want a more supportive Jirachi in this one. I guess the Volcarona definitely too. Yeah, Breloom definitely too, and I guess Aerodactyl, which means no Regigigas, but I mean it would be cool to try and do something with it.
It would. Yeah, I just like it doesn't seem like if we do the strategy it'll work 100%. So. Yeah. I don't know. It definitely feels like you could really make a strong case for it. I just like have no experience with that kind of strategy at all.
Yeah, same. Like, yeah, I mean, it's pretty bulky. Like, let's have a look at its stats. It's like base HP 110. All of the defenses are 110.
Right.
Like, this thing is a monster stats wise.
I don't know. I feel like once again, if there's any matchup we could make this work in, it's probably this one.
Yeah.
What would you think of like item putting? What item would you want to put on it?
I was thinking maybe leftovers or maybe a 50% dairy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Actually, I really like if we do want to use it. Like, I feel like the 50% berry makes a lot of sense here.
Yeah, because like nothing's gonna take it down in one hit.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Like if anything, we could like burn a potential Z move until the slots survive, and then heal back and waste their Z move.
The problem is if we do try and do something with Regigigas, it kind of sacrifices the Trick Room, I guess. Like they could just get Trick Room up in its face.
Right.
And Gyarados, I suppose if they Mega Evolve Gyarados, then we're not going to be hitting it with Rock Slide, Ice Punch, and Fire Punch.
Right. We could just like choose to run Return over one of those.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean a base attack of 160 is still going to do a lot of damage.
Right. Imagine Return plus that is just like a pretty deadly combination.
Yeah, probably like without an Intimidate, it would be a 2-shot, I would imagine.
This is random, but how much does like a Z Giga impact from max attack Regigigas do to the Necrozma?
That's an interesting question because like I was thinking like if we're gonna try and stop Necrozma, one thing we can't do is one-shot it. So let's have a look. Regigigas. So Giga Impact Z into Necrozma.
Yeah.
This is a calculation I didn't think I'd be doing. Alright, let's do it. An Adamant max attack. Giga Impact. I'll put 252 on their HP as well.
Yeah.
Giga Impact Z move. Well, if they don't have any defense investment, just HP, then it knocks it out. But like to get that off, we would need to skill swap the slow start off of it.
Right. What's the exact effect of slow start again?
The exact what?
Like what exactly does slow start do again? I forget.
Oh, it halves speed and attack for like 5 turns or something.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it seems rather hard to do if they do go with the fake out lead, or like I don't see them allowing us to just get the skill swap and then the Z as well. Although that is a cool calc to know, I guess.
Yeah, if you ever find yourself with a Z Regigigas.
Okay.
Okay, well let's go back to live for the Azumarill then. Purloin and the Azumarill, and whoops, and like if they go with Ambipom and Necrozma, like we fake out their Necrozma and Belly Drum, I guess. If they fake out the Lipud, they probably get Trick Room as we Belly Drum. Like unless
I feel like in that situation they'll probably fake out Azumarill, and then my concern is if they have something like Fling on the Ambipom.
Yeah, well then we can Encore next turn, can't we?
Into Fling, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
we would free Belly Drum up if they lead specifically with Ambipom and Necrozma, I guess. But like, what's the worst case lead that they could have against Ambipom or Purloin and Azumarill? Yeah. I think Electabuzz they could bring here because that I think also gets Follow Me.
It does, yeah. I mean they've not used it at all yet.
Yeah, I just like it makes some more sense in this matchup specifically because like how the electric typing against the Azumarill.
Maybe, but we have got Raichu, and like they might want to go with the Magma. Like they're not going to bring both of those, so I think they might want to prioritize Magma for our Jirachi, really. Plus, if we do get a Belly Drum set up, they could follow me and potentially burn us with their Flame Body too.
That's a good point, yeah.
So I think they will go with Magma there. I'm just looking at the Necrozma to see like what it can do. Okay, so it does get Charge Beam. Like if it has got something that it can, like one shot Azumarill with. I suppose if they went with the Prismatic Laser, lummin heck, power 160. That's like more powerful than Hyper Beam.
Yeah, that might be the strongest attack in the game after like Explosion.
That is pretty powerful. Wow. Okay, learned something new there. I mean, like super effective wise, it's just Charge Beam, isn't it?
Right. I mean, they could go like Z move Solar Beam.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
If they really wanted to tech in for Azumarill.
And they could do.
Yeah. Like can't count that out.
Okay. But I suppose if they did do that, then they wouldn't be getting Trick Room for that turn, and we could I don't know. I don't know what we could do from there. It would depend what was on the Azumarill side, I suppose. Try and get some momentum going with something. We can't Sky Drop Necrozma 2.
Okay.
So, because it's too heavy. But
that's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like you're saying with the double ice lead, Azuma wouldn't enjoy that, and Volcarona. I suppose Volcarona could switch in on a Blizzard or a Gidrain or Woodhammer or whatever, but they could predict that and go for like a Rock Slide too.
Right.
So,
I mean, so far I think I'm comfortable. However, with like Purloin, Azumarill lead, Volcarona in the back. The things I really want to hammer down are like the Jirachi set we want to use, and if we want to bring Aerodactyl for sure, what's set on that, and then Regigigas. And whether there's case for Raichu here, because having like insurance just to protect Azumarill a little bit is nice, but then otherwise it doesn't do too much.
Yeah, I mean there is always a chance that they could go with like Discharge with like Rhyperior too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And Electabuzz, maybe they go with like Motor Drive or whatever if Electabuzz gets that.
Yeah, that's actually kind of scary. Like if they just led. What if they just led like Scarf Rotom, or not even Scarf, like Specs Rotom and Rhyperior? Does Aqua Jet doesn't one shot Rhyperior, right?
No, it wouldn't do.
Okay.
But that is a good question too. I mean, suppose. I mean, that Rhyperior is an issue, really, isn't it? But and what about? I don't know. I was gonna say what about Breloom leading, but
that's what I was thinking too. Yeah,
like Purloin Breloom, but they really could put the goggles on the Necrozma.
Yeah. That's probably the most consistent Pokemon to put the goggles on. Otherwise, I could see it on like a Follow Me Mon, so we can't
exactly,
like they follow me and the Spore goes into it.
Yeah. So I mean, I suppose if they put it on the Magmar, then they would be sacrificing Eviolite on it.
Yeah.
So, so this is actually pretty tricky. But I guess we say that every week, don't we? So
that's just the nature of the team we have.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it's so like on a knife edge, really, isn't it? Like if we get the calls and we get the lead and everything right, then we can get the momentum and plow our way through a game. But if it all comes apart, then we're gonna have some problems getting it back together again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering like what else they could possibly go with the lead combination, since like I feel like we're like right now just expecting Ambipom Necrozma, but there are probably a bunch of options they're considering that they could go with as well.
Yeah, maybe. Like they did try the Z Celebrate with Sylveon and batten past that like a few weeks ago too. So that's why I was saying if we went with the Yawn on Purloin. I mean, I suppose obviously we can taunt on Purloin too, but taunt doesn't stop like a Z Trick Room or or well, I suppose it would stop a batten pass, but
is there any downside, do you think, to leading Jirachi? Like I just like Jirachi here because it pressures everything. Like I know you said we should use a more utility-based Jirachi, but even so, like Jirachi can two-shot most things, like just with stab iron, like steel type attacks. So it's like if they lead any combination, like basically if they lead any of these, Sylveon, Rotom, Rhyperior, Abomasnow, or Beedrill, like all of those are threatened offensively, so they'll probably want to like maybe switch out.
Yeah, I mean Beedrill can drill run, so.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing that could do, but yeah, I mean Jirachi actually really does defensively look very nice in this matchup. So that's why I was thinking if we do use it, then maybe more of a support one to like follow me and take hits and do all that kind of stuff. So
what other moves could we use on a support Jirachi, do you think?
Well, there is skill swap trick. Let's have a look. I'll get it up. Jirachi. Wish, helping hand. We could go with Calm Mind, but like I don't know. The special set has got some merit in it, I think, but just because
it does get Energy Ball as well, which could potentially cheese the Rhyperior.
Yeah, exactly. Because like an Iron Head probably isn't even a 2-hit KO on Rhyperior.
Right.
But Flash Cannon, with not sturdy. The hard body, whatever it's called, the Rhyperior's ability, whatever that one is. It'll probably still be a 2-shot, but Oh, we could have Grass Knot on Jirachi, actually.
Yeah.
It can Trick Room itself, Jirachi can. That's pretty interesting. I mean, we could just go with our own Trick Room to stop their Trick Room.
Right. I'm just trying to still think of, like, does Drill Run from B-Drill knock out Jirachi?
I wouldn't have thought so, no. But it would be a 2-shot, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, skill swap. Trick.
The more I think about it, the more I really like Jirachi, because, like, if they don't get Trick Room up, we can just outspeed, like, the main things we're concerned about and just knock them out.
Yeah. But...
And, like, Abomasnow doesn't touch Jirachi at all, really. Sylveon can't really either. Gyarados, I guess, could, especially if it Megas and uses, like, Earthquake, but they don't have any, like, ground resists.
Yeah. But what would we lead Jirachi with?
Right.
Because I feel like, I do feel, I mean, obviously it's sort of putting my neck on the line a little bit, but I do think they are going to lead with the Ambipom.
Okay.
So, I feel like we should, go with some kind of answer to that, to stop them just doing whatever they want turn 1, because we don't want to give them control of the game, so we do want some kind of fake out here.
Yeah. Then, right, I mean, Purloin would probably be, like, the best one here, right?
I guess, yeah, just because, like, it's still slower than Ambipom, just like Raichu is, but with the Prankster, we would have the option of encoring next turn and threatening them out and, doing all that kind of stuff that Lipid can too.
Right.
So, what about Lipid and Jirachi then?
Yeah, that works. I'm just thinking of what Jirachi said we would run, because Jirachi doesn't threaten Necrozma that much.
Yeah. I mean, that is really the only downside, isn't it? And
right, whereas like with the Zoomer, at least we're pressuring with Belly Drum.
Yeah, just because if they did Trick Room, we can Belly Drum on that. Yeah.
Exactly. So maybe we should go just Purloin, the Zoomer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only downside is if they do go with a double Ice Lead, and if they do tech in something weird on their Necrozma like Zed Solar Beam.
Yeah.
But what are the chances of that?
Right, yeah. I don't know, it just seems so specific, and they have to Breloom to worry about it as well, so I'd imagine like they would want a Goggles.
Yeah. Okay, so Purloin and Azumarill. I'll get my thing up again. I'll start highlighting some things. So, I mean, like, we do definitely want Azumarill. We do definitely want Volcarona. We do definitely want Jirachi.
Yeah.
And I think we are going to go with Purloin as one too.
Yeah.
So, Bruxish, sorry, go over there. Sorry, Bruxish. I don't think I don't know, like, you can put a case forward for Nidoqueen, but again, it just means... Like,
right, the thing about Nidoqueen is it hits like really hard here, but it also like one Necrozma Psychic type, so that can just knock it out, and then two, like, it doesn't seem like it'll be in positions where it can really get free attacks off.
Yeah, it's weak to Psychic, to Water, to Ice, to Ground,
exactly.
to like most of their team really. So maybe not this week, Nidoqueen. So really, the last two slots are going to go with these two, and I don't think we want Raichu. I don't think we do in this, just because we don't really want both Raichu and Purloin. I think that's a little bit too... I mean, I suppose maybe I say it's a bit too passive. I mean, if they did get Trick Room up, it could be the fake out could be really handy.
Right.
I mean, Breloom does look nice because it does threaten their Rhyperior as well. Like Mach Punch, Mach Punch hits most of their team really.
Yeah, I think I really want Breloom here.
Yeah, so I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just because we especially these teams, I don't know, like whenever we bring more than one utility user, then it's already scary because it's like, you know, when it comes to switch-ins, you have like a fewer option for like what can bring in offense right after you get knocked out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree there.
Yeah, if we did lose Azumarill turn one to something pretty wacky, then we would want to bring something in that actually can get some momentum back.
Yeah.
I guess the question with Regigigas is the only reason we would take it is if we are going to put skill swap on the Jirachi. So
yes.
I guess we need to figure out if we are going to go with like a more supportive Jirachi. I mean, if we did put skill swap on it, we could like skill swap Pixelate off the Sylveon and like take. Well, I suppose that's really the only useful thing that we take off it. But I don't know. I think maybe Aerodactyl is the better option here, just because we do threaten the Beedrill and the Ambipom, if they do bring the Beedrill, like, we will have the faster mode if they choose to go fast mode.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I guess I just wanted to, like, what moveset do you think would be best with Aerodactyl then?
Rock Slide, definitely.
Okay, yeah.
We can Sky Drop the Bomber Snow, can't we? Yeah.
Oh, it's too heavy to be Sky Dropped?
No, we can. I'm pretty sure we can Sky Drop a Bomber Snow. Okay. I think it's Mega that can't be.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Maybe. But I mean, we can't Sky Drop Gyarados. We can't Sky Drop Rhyperior. We can't Sky Drop Necrozma either.
Right. My main concern with Aerodactyl here is it's like I feel like we should probably bring it to cover the fast mode, but otherwise it just like doesn't even do that much damage.
No, but it could be useful for like a Sky Drop under Quiver Dance or
yeah.
something.
No, I think you're right in that we should bring it still. I mean, I think Rock Slide, Sky Drop, Protect. I'm just trying to think what like the last move would.
Like I do think they're gonna bring their Magmar too, and actually looking at these, like if I put Raichu over here, like looking at these 5, we are gonna struggle a little bit with Magmar.
You're right, yeah. So we should be bringing Aerodactyl. Yep.
Yeah, I think so, and it does get around Follow Me too.
Yeah, I mean Skydrop does give us some big opportunities to just like get free belly setups, so I think that's a good point too. So now it's just like I think like what Jirachi set we want to run. That seems like one of the biggest questions every week, just because there's so many ways we could run it.
Yeah, it is really versatile. Like there is the option of going with the hold hands again. Like
yeah, I was gonna say because we don't have a Z move right now, so on Jirachi that would make the most sense to have a Z move on it if we wanted.
Yeah, we could do like the Z hold. I mean, it would make it a threat.
Mm-hmm.
And
what other moves would you want to run with that?
Iron Head, Protect, and something else. Like, I suppose if we... Oh, I don't know. Like, I do like that idea, actually. But yeah, the problem would be the Rhyperior.
Right, yeah. Like, right now the concern is, like, Rhyperior under Trick Room can really blow through our team.
Yeah. And without the Regigigas, we don't really have any wide guards or... like, we could put, like, Charm on Purloin. Maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking that if we do run Purloin. Like, that's the other question, right? Like, what Purloin set would we want to run? Fake Out is obvious, but then Fake Out Encore.
Yeah, and Foul Play, too.
Foul Play, yeah.
So...
And then what do you think for the last one? Yeah, maybe Charm. Yeah, I like Charm.
Yeah, Charm or... Charm, Taunt, or Yawn, I guess.
Yeah. The thing with Edge is, like, Taunt, we'd only mainly be taunting the Necrozma, and I feel like... They've got to prepare for Taunt, right? Like,
yeah,
it seems
you would think so.
Yeah, like with the Mentor or the Z Trick Room.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. I actually like Charm more just because it would at least shut down the Rhyperior a little bit more and make it so that it like doesn't threaten Azumarill nearly as much.
Yeah.
Like, my biggest concern is if they run like Z move Rhyperior, just because like if you look at their team, that makes a lot of sense and they've been running that before.
Yeah, I think they will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've got to expect we'll bring White Guard with Regigigas.
Exactly. So I do like the Charm idea on Purloin.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm somewhat comfortable. Like, it's one of these awkward ones where I think that we do have the matchup, but
yeah,
it could.
But they could just cheese us with random stuff.
Yeah, it could easily go wrong, kind of thing.
Yes. I agree.
Like, what would be the worst case scenario if we're leading with Raichu and Purloin and Azumarill?
Yeah.
What's the worst case scenario for that? Because I think Ambipom and Necrozma, I think we're okay against that. Outside of random sort of, Z Solar Beam or whatever.
Yeah.
If they did go with both the ices, then I suppose we could have Volcarona as a potential switch in.
Yeah.
Or Jirachi as a potential switch in too.
Yeah.
So both of these do work to go on the same side.
Can we take 2 Scarf Thunderbolts from Rotom Frost if we run Volcarona?
2 Scarf Thunderbolts? I would imagine so.
Yeah, I would think so too. But that's that. Like, we should probably EV it then to take like the Hail plus the Thunderbolts, just because Rotom Frost, I could definitely see them putting a Scarf on.
Yeah, I mean the Volcarona that we have been running has just had this investment basically. So
Okay.
Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Let's go modest max. Thunderbolt does just under half.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'd take 2 Thunderbolts and ice rounds. Yeah, I do. Okay, so I think we're set on these 6 at least.
Yeah.
And I think we want Raichu and Regigigas just to sort of mind game them in team preview too.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, I mean I like these 6 rather. I think we can make something work with it. Yeah, if they do Trick Room, then we can Belly Drum and like obviously the Aquajet threats the Rhyperior, but if they got the Abomasnow in or something similar alongside it, basically. So maybe we would want something. Well, what could we have on this side that would stop Abomasnow from being able to touch Azumarill? Because I mean, if we did, we could have, or we can't have Hold Hands and Follow Me on Jirachi because they're 2 separate event Pokemon.
Right. So what was the question again?
If they if we do get a Belly Drum off as a Trick Room, and they bring in Rhyperior and get Abomasnow alongside it, they can easily just protect their Rhyperior and Wood Hammer or whatever the Azumarill. So is there any way that we can play that a little bit safer? Because they're probably going to have the Focus Sash on the Abomasnow, and Aerodactyl's weak to both of these 2, so it's not like we can safely get a Sky Drop in Trick Room either.
Right. Maybe I feel like Breloom would have to be the answer, but
I mean, I suppose actually a Mach Punch and a +6 Aquajet could knock out the
Abomasnow.
Yeah, the Abomasnow.
Yeah, I feel like it should be, right?
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if it didn't.
Yeah, that actually works. Yeah, I like that. So I think we want Breloom on the opposite side of Azumarill then.
Yes, definitely.
And one of these 2 on this side, and Aerodactyl on another side too. Okay. Well, I think we're about 90% there.
Yep, I think the real question now is just what Jirachi set we want to run, and do you want to go with Sash Breloom still here? The one reason I wouldn't want Sash Breloom was just because of the Abomasnow and the Hail, but I can't think of what else.
Yeah, really. I mean, unless we put Life Orb on it to make sure that a Mach Punch and Aquajet does knock it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can see. I do think they'll bring the Abomasnow in this match, and it's very easy for them to make our Sash irrelevant, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I think maybe Life Orb on Breloom on this one then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that would do a lot of damage to Abomasnow.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I suppose that the last question really is what kind of Jirachi we're going to go with. So we can go with the Hold Hands and get +1 in everything. We can go with Follow Me to be a bit more supportive. We could go Calm Mind maybe if we wanted to try going special because like we were just saying, Iron Head won't do too much to Rhyperior, but Flash Cannon will. So there is some merit in going special, but then again, Iron Head is so nice to hit the Sylveon and to flinch the Necrozma and all the rest of it too.
I guess the first thing is I'm not sure if I like Follow Me too much here, just because they seem like they're going to be relying on spread damage anyway.
Yeah.
So I probably still want to play with a more offensive Jirachi, but I don't know. I'm just thinking Z Hold Hand seems really cool, but could we use it? Could we be in a position to actually use it? You know what I mean?
I think so. I mean, if they do lead with both of their ice Pokemon, we withdraw our Azumarill and fake out their Rotom as hopefully they go for a grass move into our Jirachi. Then we're going to have a really free turn with Jirachi to do whatever we want.
Right.
So we could get a +1 in everything that turn quite easily.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I like that then.
Yeah. So and I think we want Protect on it as well.
Yeah, I would go Z Hold Hands, Protect, Flash Cannon, and maybe does +1 Flash Cannon knock out Gigalith? Not Gigalith, sorry, Rhyperior.
I would think so. Yeah. I'll just have a look. But Jirachi. and I'll calculate the Iron Head as well, because like I think special is actually really nice for the Rhyperia, but
right.
I suppose special does give us more options with things like Grass Knot. I mean, suppose if we're going with Flash Cannon, it doesn't really matter about Grass Knot, does it?
Right.
But
if we wanted to, we could also go Iron Head and just tech Grass Knot, because I'd assume a +1 Grass Knot can still knock out Rhyperia.
And it would do a lot of damage to Gyarados too.
Yes, exactly.
Because Gyarados is actually the only thing that can wall our Jirachi, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose Magmar would wall like a steel grass coverage.
Yeah. It could be scary, but then we could bring in Aerodactyl.
Yeah,
maybe.
if we've got Aerodactyl on the opposite side, then we can Sky Drop too.
Yeah.
So let's just have a look at what was I doing? I was calculating something. Right, Jirachi and Rhyperia. We're looking at.
Yes.
Solid Rock. That's the ability. Right. I'll put +1 in both of these. So got no investment at the moment. Just as a baseline. Oh wow! Look at that. +1. Oh, that's
the
Z move. Yeah. I mean, it still knocks it out.
Okay.
Wow, that's no investment. That's just +1.
Yeah.
I mean, if we did go like Adamant, maybe, then like it still knocks it out.
Yeah, comfortably.
Yeah, that's like maybe they go like really defensive. It still is a really good chance to knock it out like that.
Right. There's no way they have that much defense either. Like,
no.
They're probably just go max HP, max attack.
Okay, so I do like Hold Hands. Grass Knot is nice. Like Grass Knot covers the Gyarados. It covers the Rhyperia. I guess we do want to have a steel attack on it, don't we? For like all of these things that are.
Yeah. So how much? Let's see how much like Iron Head does. Max attack Iron Head to everything on mainly the Necrozma. I wonder if that 2-shots it.
Iron Head on Necrozma. That is not right. There we go. Level 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say. What?
So let's say we've got 252 investment. 252 +1 is not even a 2 KO.
Yeah, it would come close, especially if they set up Hail beforehand, but I probably don't anticipate that.
Yeah. And we could flinch as well, but
yeah. We RNG hasn't been on our side.
Yeah,
really, so
yeah. We've not been flinching many things outside
yeah,
of the fling in round 1.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I think Iron Head Grass Knot might be the best coverage.
I think so too. Yeah, even if it's not doing that much to Necrozma, like.
I mean,
it's still. The other thing is like a combination of 2 Iron Heads plus a Mach Punch. Actually,
yeah. I mean, Jirachi doesn't have to be able to hit everything, does it really? Because you have Pokemon too. I mean, I was thinking about what we could do with the Volcarona. I mean, I do think Quiver Dance is the way to go here, but maybe not the Fire Z move. Like we could, like I'm not sure Giga Drain is really that worthy here, just because Bug Buzz would still do a lot of damage to the Rhyperia, and it does hit the Mega Gyarados. It does hit the Necrozma too. Yeah.
Yes.
But we could go with. I mean, like I was saying at the beginning, that like Zed Bug Buzz doesn't knock out in the Necrozma, but it still does a lot of damage to it. Yeah. And I can see, like, I don't think we really have any use for like a Zed Heat Wave outside of maybe like blowing up a Sylveon or something. But like a Zed Bug Buzz could actually do quite a lot of damage for us.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Unless
the only other item I could see us running is like a type resist berry, so like the Charty berry.
I was thinking exactly that. Yeah, Charty berry.
Yeah. But if we're not running like Giga Drain, I don't really see much use for a Charty berry, just because it's like, oh yeah, we survived, but then we're not picking up the knockout on Rhyperia in return anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, the more we've thought about this, the more I am actually comfortable with this.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what if they led with like Beedrill or something? I suppose. I don't know. If they went with like Beedrill and Scarf a Bomber Snow or something, tried to catch Stuffgardlet with that. Because then,
how much does Beedrill do to a Azumarill?
Oh, it would one-shot it.
With
with Poison Jab, yeah. Yeah. Beedrill's actually really powerful.
Yeah.
Like they would probably have like.
Could we just like protect Azumarill and foul play?
We could.
Would that knock out Beedrill? I don't know.
I mean, it probably would be safer to fake out the Beedrill and just swap in the well, I guess they swap in the Volcarona, but then I mean Volcarona would still be somewhat threatened by Beedrill. I mean Drill One would do a bit of damage to it.
Right. So maybe we want Aerodactyl on the other side of Purloin, so we could fake out and switch into Aerodactyl.
Maybe, but I'm sure there was a reason why we wanted Aerodactyl on the other side, but I can't remember what it was. Was it to support the Jirachi? Yeah, because Jirachi can't hit the Magmar, so we'd like maybe Skydrop and all the rest of it, yeah.
How fast is Beedrill?
It's base 145, I think.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's like just slower than Mega Aerodactyl.
Yeah.
So we do want to be running Jolly Aerodactyl in this one.
Right.
But like the next fastest thing is it's Ambipom, isn't it? But like below Ambipom. Does
Jolly Aerodactyl outspeed Scarf Abomasnow?
It would do if it was Jolly. Yeah, it would.
Okay, that's good at least.
Yeah, that is actually good. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe they won't go with that. But
you do bring up like a good point though. Like, what's our play if they? I'm just trying to think. Like, are we absolutely screwed? Do we have options? Like, we could just fake out, like you said, one of the two, and then just bring in Jirachi, and then set up the next turn.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. I mean, Drill Run would I guess threaten the Jirachi, so maybe I would prioritize the Volcarona. So I mean, I guess. Well, actually, if we are going with the Aerodactyl on this side, then like we're just gonna have both of these on this side,
right?
And then we would have the option with whatever's in front of us, and both of these cover Azumarill's weaknesses, don't they?
Yeah. The only scary thing is that like the right side is far more offensive than the left. Like we're probably gonna be attacking with the right, whereas the left is more utility based.
True. Yeah.
So if we're comfortable with that, like I'm okay. It's just a question of whether we think that's a good idea. I think it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think we're probably about 95% of the way there now, and we have been going for about 3/4 of an hour.
Yeah.
So, a bonus for you watching this. We've actually put some drafts of the sides of the things. There we go. We'll do it that way around as well. I think it's
taking it a step further.
So I mean, I guess you made a comment in your team builder on the last week that like. Our team builds do seem to be a little bit long, but like I guess one of the nice things about the MBL is that everyone does team builders differently. And like before we started recording this, like we hadn't really talked too much about the matchup. So
exactly.
It's nice for you guys to maybe sort of like learn, just get an insight into how we look at matchups and how we sort of prepare for things, because this is applicable to VGC as well in a way.
Yes. A lot of people actually were like happier that we had it longer, so I was like, okay, if that's the case, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so I mean, just let us know, like if you do enjoy it, then fantastic. If you don't, then maybe we can try and reduce it. But I don't know, I quite like the sort of the free flow, the free thoughts, I guess.
Yeah.
And another sneaky thing is if we don't put our spreads on like some other teams do, we can't. The teams can't go back and check our spreads.
Yeah. We don't even know our spreads until we figure it out.
Right,
I'm pretty comfortable with this. Like, as always, it's really tricky because we have no idea what they're going to bring, but I don't know. Like, I'm so far pretty happy about how the MBL has played out in general. Like, last week was just frustrating because, like, I really feel like we played and prepared decently, but, the way I approach Pokemon is you should always, like, allow one loss to luck in whatever tournament you're in, and then the rest, like, you just want to, make sure that doesn't happen. But, I think the core that we've picked out is good enough for me.
Yeah, I'm really happy with this. So, Team Builder, obviously, you're watching this now, is here. The battle will be on Cybertron's channel tomorrow. So, thank you for watching this, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Goodbye from me, and goodbye from Aaron.
Thank you, guys. See ya.